Day 19. The world woke up before we did. It wasn't infected. It wasn't humans. It was the wind. But not the usual wind, the one that carries dust, dried blood, and rust. It was an electric wind, charged, almost vibrating, like the whole city was rubbing an invisible balloon against the sky. The woman noticed first. "Hear that?" she whispered, still lying down. I closed my eyes. It wasn't a sound. It was the lack of sound. Static air. Silence that doesn't flow. Like the atmosphere had a fever. The speaker woke with a shiver running through his body, breathing short. "The antenna," he muttered. "You brought us too close." The woman sat up slowly. "What antenna?" The tower that sends what they feel." My chest tightened. Because on the map we took from the hunting zone, there really was a symbol, a circle with 3 crossed lines, like a radio signal. The woman opened her husband's notebook, and there it was. Day 19, Field of Dead Antennas. I swallowed hard. "Is that bad?" I asked. The speaker answered with a voice that didn't sound like his. "It's worse than that."
We left at dawn. The city felt powered down. Infected standing like lampposts. No moans, no heavy breathing, no dragging feet, like they were all listening to something we couldn't hear. The farther we walked, the worse the air felt. We reached the first tower after half an hour. A huge rusty antenna, plates fallen off, loose wires shaking in the wind. But the most important part wasn't on the antenna. It was under it. A big metal box, sealed, full of drill marks and technical symbols. And a handwritten warning, very recent. "Do not approach, residual response." The woman read it twice. "What's residual?" I asked. "Something that still acts, even after it's shut down." The speaker's eyes went wide. "It's not shut down." The woman took a breath. "What does that mean?" The speaker pointed at his chest. "It means the caller feels us in a different way here. Every place that looks too abandoned is only empty because something bigger is using it."
We walked a bit more. The silence got worse. The hair on my arms started standing up for no reason. The woman felt it too. Her fingers trembled around the notebook. Then it happened. A hum. Not in the ears. In the head. Like someone scraping a nail on the inside of the brain. The speaker grabbed his temples. "He's testing frequency." "Frequency?" I asked. "Like radio?" "Like brain." The woman closed her eyes, fighting not to fall. I started breathing fast. It was mild, but too deep, too intrusive. On the ground, we saw circular marks in the dirt, like something had been dragged in fast, spinning loops. The woman crouched. This is rotational test scarring." "Of what?" "Of waves." She pressed her hand to the soil. It was warm, warm in that cold morning. "This is on." The speaker murmured. "He uses the tower to amplify feelings, to sync the echoes, to see what sticks and what doesn't." Cold air burned my lungs. The piece dropped. "This is a behavior antenna?" The woman looked at me. "This is an open-air lab. If you feel pain in a place you never felt it before, it's not your body. It's someone trying to enter it." We moved toward the center of the sector. 5 towers forming a half moon. Paths painted with stripes on the ground. Circles with numbers. Posts with broken sensors. It wasn't a military field. It wasn't a civilian testing site. It was... "This is a neural training field," the woman said, horrified. "Neural?" They tested how human and infected brains react to low-frequency stimuli. The speaker, shaking, shrank into himself. Here I lost my first memory. The world stopped. The woman went pale. Which memory? The one of what my name was. The impact hit like a stone to the ribs, because whatever still worked here wasn't just dangerous. It was active and intelligent. The woman backed away fast. We need to leave now. Too late. The infected reacted first. At the edge of the sector, 3 infected started moving their heads side to side in a slow, constant millimetric motion, like someone was pulling them with invisible strings. I'd seen this before, in the Ritual of Echoes, further ahead in the story. But here, this was the source. They weren't copying anything. They were obeying, and all at the same time. The woman grabbed my arm. He's using the antennas to do low-amplitude synchronization. In human language, it's a command. She swallowed. It's not a call, it's a test. The speaker cried. This is how he finds out what wakes and what puts to sleep. The infected started turning their faces, all to the same side, toward us. We couldn't run. If we ran, we'd draw more in. If we stayed, we'd be taken. The woman scanned the field fast. Antenna 2 is tilted. It creates a signal shadow. Meaning? There's a place where his frequency doesn't reach. A blind spot. A flaw. An error. The speaker whispered, "But you have to get there without making noise." "Then we don't step on the ground," she said. For a second, it sounded insane. Then I saw it. A line of overturned cars at the side. We could move over them. We jumped onto the first one. The towers hummed behind, inside and above the mind. Every step echoed in my skull like it was forbidden. The infected moved slowly, organized, in a line. Not a horde, a test group. We climbed onto the second car, then the third, until we reached the back of Tower 2. And there, the hum stopped. Just like that. The pain vanished. The mental pressure evaporated. The woman drew a deep breath. "Here." "This is the blind spot?" I asked. "No," she said. "This is the system's mistake." And when she said that, something moved inside the antenna. The speaker stumbled back 3 steps, in panic. "Don't get close! Don't get close!" I held his shoulder. "What's in there?" "Nothing." Pause. "And that's the problem." The woman leaned, trying to see. The metal box wasn't fully shut. There was something inside, about the size of a shoebox, with red lights blinking slowly. And a laminated tag. "Residual wave generator, do not remove." The woman inhaled. "This is an active." English. "It still sends a signal, even with no power." Panic crawled up my throat. "So he's using this to synchronize," she finished. Right then, the antenna made a sound. A slow click. Then another. Then a very low bass. Toom. The speaker dropped to his knees. He found us. Nothing that emits a signal is ever really off. It's just waiting for you to get close enough to turn on. The low rolled into our heads like warm water up the nose. The speaker started repeating broken words. Don't touch, don't pull it. He uses this to see inside us." The woman grabbed his face. "Look at me." He's here with me." "He is not here," she yelled. But the speaker shook like he was being examined from the inside. I put my hand on his shoulder, and I felt it, a strange warmth, Not fever, not pain. Emotional heat. The caller was pushing feeling into him, testing the speaker's reaction to the memory of fear. And if he responded, he'd give us away. The woman made a decision. Fast, raw, terrible. She slapped him hard across the face. Not to hurt, to break the link. It worked. He inhaled, air scraping, almost passing out. "Thank you," he muttered.
With the speaker conscious and both of us holding him up by the arms, we backed out of the antenna field. The infected stopped all at once. All of them. Like someone had cut their puppet strings. The woman looked at the towers one last time. "He knows we came through here. Does he know where we are?" I asked. "Not yet. But now he knows what our minds feel like when we're afraid." The speaker added, voice shaking, "He's learning how to call us better." Never cross a field that changes what you feel inside. The enemy doesn't need to know where you are. He just needs to know what scares you. That night, we hid under a collapsed parking structure, ironically, the same kind of place where this recent nightmare started. The woman wrote, "Day 19. The antenna field isn't dead. It records. It replicates. It teaches. And everything we felt there turned into information for someone who was already hunting us before." The speaker fell asleep with his head in her lap. I wrote only one line. "He doesn't want our bodies. He wants our reactions. And that's worse. Because you can hide a body. A reaction, you can't."